Hold it. Let's just let them play out their little drama, shall we?
Goliath, you're a fool. But then you always were, weren't you? If you'd only taken the rest of our clan away from the castle that night, the plan was perfect.
Plan?
It would have succeeded.
What plan?
I made a bargain with the captain.
What's up, collectors? P-Rockzilla back again with another review this week. And today we're going to take a look at a figure I came across in my local Walmart just recently. So it's one of the things that I still enjoy about the small scale figures, that you just basically be surprised and come across one of the ones that you want to have in your collection. So this is Demona by NECA, and this is from the Gargoyles cartoon series from when I was a lot younger and remember watching these on Saturday mornings. I love the cartoon. You know me, I like my kaiju stuff, my creepy monsters and stuff like that. Creature of the Black Lagoon. So when this came out, when they were actually demons, and the cool thing is when the daytime comes and the sun hit them, they actually turn to the statues that you actually see in New York, the gargoyle statues. So that drew me right away. And then the characters that they had in this, as it comes around, you'll see more of the other figures coming out. And the fact that they're all named from boroughs of the New York. This, of course, attracted me to this cartoon. So I enjoyed the first one. I have Goliath and Bronx already, and those two came out awesome to me. They look just like they came right out from the cartoon. So when I saw this, I knew I had to grab her to add her to the collection, because I plan to get all the main characters on this line, in this line. All right, so let's get the review started. Dale. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. So in the front, you got this cool picture right from the cartoon. You got Demona right there jumping in with the red eyes, jumping over the building. Gargoyles, Disney Gargoyles logo. Ultimate action figures, part of the NECA Ultimate line. Get this nice cool picture of the figure right there. And in the back, get cool pictures. This is the one that they're going to release all the other members. So I'm definitely going to get all of these. I already got Goliath. Now I got Demona, so I have to get the rest. But here comes some of the accessories and some of the poses you can have her in. Here's a little story there, so you can quickly pause it if you want to go ahead and read this. I'll try to get a little bit closer for you. There you go. Pause. Read. Good for you. And then you get another picture of Demona right there. Gargoyles at the bottom. The top. And then you get all the people who were involved in the figure and all the legal information down here in the bottom. Also, you can open up the front cover. Get another cool picture of the figure right there. And there you go. You get the figure right here. Everything that comes in the package. Easy to see. Nice window. All right, let's go ahead and get her out the box. Once you get the figure out the box, you have the clamshell here. And you got two layers in the clamshell. The first layer, let's move this. Actually, this is take this out the way. Bottom layer is the wings. Nicely spread out. Mine are not broken, thankfully. Let me not jinx it. And then you got the figure there with all the accessories that come there. The hands, guns, tail, extra face, book, and the figure. All right, so let's go ahead and get her. Everybody who collects NECAs knows that these are usually take time to get out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my time, get her out, all the accessories out. So I'm gonna take a close look and fine detail on what she comes with. And there is Demona laid out with all the accessories that come in the package. So of course, let's take a look at the figure first. All right, look at that paint application. Now this looks just like the cartoon character. Like a NECA, like for small scale and cheaper figures compared to 6-scale stuff, they do an awesome job with their paint application. Look at the different colors, like on the ear, on the eye, and I like the fact that they use like a real metal for the earrings. That's not plastic. Good head sculpt. Look at the hair. This is exactly how she looked in the cartoons. This is like a soft plastic. I always wondered. No, I'm only playing. But yeah, it's a soft plastic, so you can't really move it. The lower portion you can move. Let's look at the bracelet. She has a bracelet in there. Make sure my hands are, yep, everything looks good so far. So I'll make sure, I'm just checking for QC issues too as I'm looking at the figure. Let me see if I can bring my brightness up just a little bit to make sure we can get every detail. There we go. That's a little bit brighter, better detail. So, yep, and this is actually metal over here too. It's not die cast, but it's not plastic. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the articulation. So the head can go sideways. She can do a full 360. She can look down pretty good. And then she can look up decent. It's just her mullet is getting in the way. So she could look, you know, not really much up articulation. Sideways. All right, the arms. Now, like I said, if you guys know see my other reviews of NECA figures, I got to be careful with these joints. Hopefully this figure came out with no QC issue, but that's kind of a miracle sometimes. All right, so she could do a full T-pose, yep. And then you do get, this is where you got to be careful, double jointed. It's just that joint, I got to heat it up to kind of loosen it up. But you do get double jointed elbows. You do get swivel at the bicep. And then you do get swivel at the wrist. And you do get pivot. All right. Same thing with the other arm. So far, joints seem pretty good. This elbow's a little bit tighter than the other one. Yeah, so just like the other one, I'm going to warm up this one just to get it loosened up more. All right, so let's see how far up she can go with the arms. She can go fully up. Let's bring this down. Yep, so she can do full 360 with the arms. Almost dropped her there. All right, so let's go look at the articulation of the waist. And she gets articulation under the cleavage, right here. And then at the waist also. So you get pretty far articulation going sideways. Do you get you get a little pivot around there too. All right, the legs. She can do a full split. Demona can do the split. The knees, let's see how far this is. Oh. So same thing with the elbows. You do get double jointed knees, but I just got to heat up these joints a little bit to kind of get them a little bit more loose. All right, do you get pivot thigh? Let's see. Yep, so you get pivot the thigh. Bring that brightness down a little bit more. It's a little too bright. And then you do get bend at the ankle. So feet can go that far down. She can go pretty far up. And you get toe bend too right here. It's tough right there. So I want to make sure I didn't break my joint. So yep, she gets good articulation. Let's see how far. Yeah, the same thing this one. I got to warm up that one. Just checking all the joints real quick. So I want to make sure this one. All right, that's moving fine. All right, got to warm up this one. Oh, that's moving down. All right. So the legs, let's see, she could do a sideways split. She can't go too far up because of the clothing right here. But she can go pretty far back. And then same thing here. This is where the tail will attach right there. Oh, no, damn cool. Oh, the tail goes right there. All right, so the articulation on her is actually good. I don't have any issues with the joints, except for some just need to be warmed up a little bit more just to get more articulation. But so far, so good. All right, so let's look at the accessories. So this is the secondary face sculpt you get. This is when she just goes crazy, gets upset. And look at that paint there. You can see the nice red around the eyes. You can see the tongue is actually lifted there. Nice paint in there. Same thing, metal earrings. And then this looks like it's the same thing as SH figure art. So let's see, do I gotta take the head off to do it? Oh, no, it comes right off just like that. So you just swap it out and put it just like that. But let's put this one because I want to use that for one of the final poses. So that's simple. Now this, I forget, I couldn't pronounce this. I know it's the Grim, and then something starts with an A, book. So this is cool. And the cool thing about this is it actually unlatches and it's articulated, so you can actually open it. You can see the joints right here. And there's words in there. So that's cool. That's a nice little feature. And that clips on easily, so you can see the nice detail on that. It looks beautiful. The pages do look all aged. All right. Then you get her bazooka. Bazooka looks nice. Metal looks pretty good painting. Not the best painting on there, but it has a good look, metal look to it. It's like a harder plastic. And yep, there is a hole in there, so let me put my light back up a little bit more. There we go. So you can see a little bit more of the detail. Then we get the particle beam or the particle rifle. I forget this completely too. So same type of paint, looks good. Not the best, but looks good. Nice paint application. Stick out that there. So that looks good. And then of course you get the tail, which is bendy wire, old school. You get 2 hands. These are for the weapons. Pretty good paint on there, some detail. And then you get the 2 closed fists. That looks a little rough there, but you get nice closed fist. And last but not least, you have her wings. Now, it's interesting because I know they're probably going to go that route where they're going to have because Bronx came with Goliath's closed wings. So I was hoping that with these coming out, they're going to actually come with their own closed wing, but more than likely they're going to make you buy them all, which I'm probably going to do already anyways, but it make you buy them all to get all the closed wings. So nice detail there, nice paint. And there we go. So there's Demona, all her accessories, and then I'll get her tail on there. We'll do a nice size comparison. I did want to show one quick comparison if you were just curious. This is Demona's wings, and this is Goliath's wings. So if you want to see how they would size up next to each other, or the difference between the two, there you go. So just almost about the same length. Looks like Goliath's a little bit longer and then a little bit wider, so makes sense. Looks just like the cartoon. There we have Demona staying in their default pose, ready for size comparison. I'm going to go ahead and bring another NECA figure, and this is the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chrome Dome. Chrome Dome's a bigger character, so as you can see there, how she would fit next to him. And then let's go ahead and bring in another female character, and this is the Play Arts Kai Tifa, my baby. So there we have Tifa standing there. Now let's go ahead and bring in something on the side. This is I forget the company complete. I know it's Bandai Metal Spirits or Metal something, but this is Gundam Barbatos Lupus. Let me just make sure his sword doesn't come off. So there we have Barbatos Lupus there. And last but not least, I keep forgetting about this guy. I gotta keep including him to my reviews. This is, of course, the SH Monster Arts Kong vs. Godzilla. Godzilla? Not gonna fit his tail in there, but just a good size comparison right there. Bring him a little bit more. There we go. So now we got a few figures in there, different IPs, but you can get a good idea if you have any of these figures in your collection, how they would fit if you picked up Demona. Alright, so let's go ahead and get final thoughts and final poses. And I wanted to get a pose like this ready just to see if she could hold that bazooka and like in a good aiming, like where the eye scope is basically right against her eye, and then still have her waist turned so she's basically still aiming straight. And the wings they fit, my wings fit in perfect. I had no issues. One did make a little clack sound, but it was basically more like a ratchet. No issue. I didn't see no stress on the wings or anything like that. So it's a good thing that I don't have any issues with my wings. My wings came in fine, no issues. They were easy to put on, and as you can tell, they hold the balance pretty good. The tail, the bendy wire in that tail helped support this pose right here, where I kind of basically had her, so I didn't want her flat-footed. I want to have one leg up, kind of the back of the heel leg up. So with the help of that bendy wire in the tail, I was able to get that done. I know some people use the tail upside down the other way. I did mine this way because when I pose mine, you basically see the figure from the front. So because of that, you see underneath the tail. And usually in the past, you'll see those little holes on that side. Like right now, right as you see her turning this way, you don't see the holes on that tail because you're not going to see it from the back the way I have her posed. So that's the reason I did it that route. Some people do it the other way. It's your figure. You do whatever you want to do with it. So she did hold the gun perfectly. I love this pose. She is very good. She does have very good articulation. So I want to try two more poses, see what I can get done with those wings and have her pose still kind of having a good balance on the figure. So it looks like Bronx is happy to see Demona once again. Hopefully Goliath has the same feeling. I'm not sure, you know, they're always at each other. She's always trying to scheme against something against Goliath and vice versa. So this figure, man, I'm saying like between Goliath was cool. To me, between the two, Goliath looks the coolest, but articulation wise, I want to say Demona is better articulated. I like the poses I'm able to get off of her. The only thing that was kind of negative was that toe bend. I wish that toe bend bend a little bit more on that back leg, the back one that's bent towards the back, so I could kind of have more of a flush and knee on the ground. But this was the most I can get with that toe bend. Not bad. And like I said, for smaller scale, cheaper figures, that's actually pretty good that you can get this kind of bend. And I'm surprised that I didn't get any issues with the joints. Actually, I didn't have to end up heating up the joints, so thankfully that saved me. This is probably, there's probably one other NECA figure, I can't remember which ones, that I didn't have QC issues like that with. So happy to report that I am good on my figure. It appears Goliath isn't happy sensing Demona nearby, as you can tell from the look on his face while she attacks from behind. These so far are the 3 NECA figures from the Gargoyle lines, and I am happy with what I got so far. Goliath came out the gate, like, just busted through the gate because he looked just like the cartoon character. Bronx came in better because his body and his articulation for being a canine type character is awesome. And then now Demona is here in hand, and her articulation is almost perfect for a character and a figure this scale. Even for NECA, like NECA's character, like their figures basically, some do have good articulation, but most of them are plagued with QC issues, with either paint being drier than the joints and having issues with the joints breaking. But I can say for once, I am happy with my purchase of a NECA figure of the Demona, because she came flawless so far. No issues with the joints, no issues with the wings, no issue with the articulation. Everything swapped out perfectly. She articulates good and looks like the character straight from the cartoon. So I am happy with this purchase. If you're not into this line, it's not a must buy. I would recommend this for people who don't know anything about the cartoon or never watched the cartoon. If you like the way they look, then go ahead and knock yourself out and purchase it. But this is more of like a nostalgia purchase for me. This is a cartoon I grew up with and I love. And even to this day, I rewatched the first season and it still holds up in my opinion. So I'm happy to have these. I'm going to look forward to collecting the rest of them, the main ones specifically. So look forward for reviews on those figures when I get them in hand. So collectors, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit that bell notification, click the like button, hit the subscribe, and as always collectors, keep collecting, be safe, have a good one, dale.